Fi, can you turn your audio up on your microphone just a hair? Just
Hell
like
yeah.
a.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Streamers Talk. I am joined by my guy Rye, Swiss, and Trey. And today we're kicking off the show with the first episode talking about how streamers have started off in 2020, taking it forward. Bah! Yeah? Is that
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to be new to the channel. Hey, if you guys got any ideas on what you want us guys to look at, please drop it in the comments. Be sure to subscribe so that you keep up to date with what we do and what we talk about. So what are we talking about today, fellas?
I wish I'd hear it like that. The pandemic started the streamer thing. It really did. Like, streamers have picked up just because of the pandemic. No one can work.
When I
Everybody's home.
couldn't work no more. Yeah, I lost my work in December last year in 2019. So when January kicked in, I was looking for more work. But then as soon as the pandemic started, there was no work.
Swiss, go ahead and tell them the story.
I don't really remember the story, but I do remember that I hit. Go ahead, Sly. You better.
I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be streaming today if it wasn't for SWISSCHZZZ hitting me up like at the end of January, early January, saying, "Hey man, let's do this. The mixer is new. We're gonna be able to bust out on it. It's gonna be the best thing." And then, oh God,
I like it.
We did our co-stream.
I could just hear it.
We
I
did
could
our
see it.
co-stream.
and I'm like, all right, okay, you know, we can do that. You know, I mean, I've always wanted. I even said like I've always wanted to do that. I wanted to do this back in 2014 when my son was first born. Hey, I've been wanting to do this, but let's be honest. You know, you got to have opportunity. You have to have time, and then you really do have to like be committed to doing it, right?
That drive, innit?
But Swiss, he pulled me in. He said, let's do this co-stream together as a team, which I thought was a great idea because, you know, I love his energy, of course. And, you know, a year later, almost a year, we got about, you know, a couple of days, a year later, here we are. But I'm
the mixer shuts down and our co-stream kind of just takes a halt.
So, with that in mind, Trey,
Talk to me, right?
where are we? Like, where is everybody? Let's talk about this. Let's do this. Let's address where we're all at and then fill in the gaps from the beginning to now. Because then that'll give everybody a little bit of time.
Right? Where do you live?
Florida. Sorry. I live in Florida. I live in Florida, and for whatever reason, we got to beat everybody and everything. We decided to win at COVID, so we got the most of all that shit.
Oh,
and
damn.
Here on the East Coast of North Carolina, we have a radio it's a talk show in the morning, and one of their games is "Did it happen in Florida?" Because y'all are so crazy. They'll throw out true instances, true shit that happens, and you had to figure out which one happened.
People rob stores with alligators as weapons down here, and it's not one incident. It happens more like a lot. So anyway, I'm in Florida.
You're in Florida, yeah? Swiss, where are you, bro? North Carolina. North Carolina. Trey, where are you at?
Virginia.
He's technically in North Carolina. Don't let him fool you. But
so
he is
South,
in the Virginia
is that South
line.
America? You guys in South America?
Yeah,
Am I right?
No, it's with Camboose.
It's right above North Carolina, man. Right above it.
And defy you.
I'm all the way across the ocean, man. I'm in the UK, bro. I'm from London.
Across the pond.
London City, UK, man. That's where you'll find me, bro. That's where and
London City.
How the hell did we find each other, yo? How, Sway?
For me, my journey with this group of people began with me trying to understand, okay, relating this all back to how streamers are beginning in 2020. I'm sitting here trying to figure out in July, August, like what platform do I grow on? I decided Facebook for various reasons, which I still believe in, but still don't believe in. It's messed up, but I decided Facebook. So I get on Facebook, I create my page, and that was a long time ago, but I decided to start streaming on Facebook, and I was looking at games, and I have a very analytical mind as far as like user data. So I'm looking at where people are looking. But my heart tells me, play what you want to play, you bitch. So I'm like, what do I want to play? I want to play Skater XL and I'll play Borderlands. So I get on there and look for Skater XL. There's like 1 or 2 people playing Skater XL, and there's like 4 people playing Borderlands. And at the time, there were 4 people playing Borderlands, and I was like, let me go into the stream that has the most viewers, and it was like 3 viewers, and it was Trey's stream. So I hopped in there to see how he was doing it, because he obviously had viewers and nobody else had viewers on Borderlands, a game that 4 people were playing on Facebook. So I hopped in and I'm just like watching him play, loving his energy, loving his little stupid jokes. I don't think they're stupid, but you know what I mean. Like, we're all on that level. So, but like, I'm laughing and I'm like, all right, what's up, man? How you doing? I forget what we said, but he's like, yeah, man, come back. Let's play co-op together, which we did one time. But I don't know how it spawned out of that. I don't know how it snowballed out of that. Next thing you know, I'm teaming up with Swiss on Mobile Legends, and then Defy pops, and I don't know how it all happened. All I remember
was like magic.
Look, check it. Listen. Look, guys, I'm very important to this group. Okay, like super important. Like,
yeah, massively.
Like,
You are the center cup of everything.
that's right.
He's just being
That's
modest,
right.
people. He's being modest,
That's
yo.
right. No, for real. So I'm playing Borderlands, and that's how I meet Ryan. Of course, like, I'm hyped, right? I'm hyped. Somebody's in here. Somebody's chatting me up. Like, it's gold, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, of course, I got to follow Rob back. I got to see what he's about. Give him the same energy he gave me. And I swear, it couldn't have been much longer. Here comes Faisal up in my chat. Dude, blowing me up, hyping the shit up out of me. Like, got me like, I'm just... Like, I'm just happy to have somebody in here again engaging me. So of course I follow him back, and then dude, like, he goes live. Maybe I think it was 4 or 5 hours after I'd gotten off or whatever. But he goes live. I hop into his chat, and the dude blows my mind with an immediate shout out, talking about that's my guy Trey. He was over there killing mans up, blowing mans up, and I'm just like, dude, his energy, I love this. And then I'm like, okay, Mobile Legends, and I got Swiss over here talking about some Mobile Legends, and I got and then here we go with the Triple Z crew on some Mobile Legends, having fun, getting them dubs. Like, it was so weird, because like it's an event chain that became a boom. Like, it's super cool. Like, I couldn't change a damn thing about it. Like, it's beautiful. Yeah,
me, I'm just the leech. I'm just the leech that came in. If it wasn't for me, no, this is how it is. If it wasn't for me, y'all would have never met Slot.
Yeah.
Well,
there you go.
So,
there's a birth to it.
Everyone comes in like, hey y'all, how are you? I'm Swiss.
Oh my gosh! So you guys remember Men in Black, right? When you got what's his name? Crap, he's got the second head that's like peering around. That's Swiss.
No, it ain't.
Yeah.
Swiss is the second head.
No, it ain't, you piece of shit. That is not me. I am not the guy that gets my head shot off all the time.
Make sure you put a meme of that. Make sure you put a meme of that in this video, because he's the parasite that got us all together. Look at that.
First person I met was Rye. Right, and it was again. So I was in the same boat. Like, I was searching for people who were playing Borderlands. I started streaming on Facebook. I clicked on the Borderlands game on the tabs, and that shows you who's playing that game at the time, innit? And again, like you said, there was only like a couple people. I saw Trey. I saw you first. So you, I saw earlier in the year, and I was like, yo, this guy is so sick. He was playing the Guardian challenge.
Oh, so yeah.
He was about to go face Anathema the Relentless, and
yeah,
I was
and he was
so
in there
pumped.
just...
I was so pumped.
And I didn't know what I was doing, because at the time I had played the campaign.
Yeah.
The original campaign, but I had played no DLC, and I was like, I was playing co-op with my buddy Marshall. He's a hardcore Borderlands fan.
Yeah.
And he was like telling me what's going on, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Defy came in there, and he was like, oh my god, it's going down. This is so tight.
Yeah.
Like,
it was pure excitement.
and I was like, oh shit, it's about to get real, bro. And it did get real. It was hard as fuck.
It was amazing.
We're honest. Like, we might have all like bubbled around and got together, but Faisal's energy is most definitely one of the most like infectious things that anybody could be a part of.
Hey,
like,
it don't come out
just
naturally.
that energy you bring.
I need
a
polarizing magnet on the other side, and then it comes out. You know what I mean?
It's the energy. It's the energy. You have to have somebody around this.
It is natural, but you need a catalyst. You're like the X gene in Mutants, okay? Like, you're there, dormant, laying within everyone.
Y'all got little Faisal up in it.
Look. After I saw Rye playing Borderlands. I kept going. Let me just see who's playing, because, you know, I can't be the only dude playing out here. I see Trey. Trey was there, bro. He was playing the Ghost DLC. It was just Trey. He was just playing. He was just minding his business, and I come in. I was like, "Hey, bro, what's going on?" And he, bro, this guy, the world is missing out on this guy. It's simple as that. All right? And then that's when Trey came to my streams as well. I was like, "Yo, this is a real guy, yo. He's actually reciprocating. You feel me?
He actually forwarded me
That's
to
my
your
word
stream.
today.
Actually, yours and Rye's stream. He actually forwarded me to y'all stream, and like,
Bro,
yeah, man.
So when he went live, I was like, okay, cool. Let me jump on, see what he's doing. But I couldn't believe it. He was playing with Rye. I couldn't believe it. It was these two streamers that I've met individually are now playing together. It was like,
Interesting, so I ain't got any.
And that brings me, that what you just said brings me, like, this whole conversation brings me to a point that I think is really important. When you're a starting streamer, and I want us to kill that small streamer talk, because I don't think there's any such thing as a small streamer. I think there's a beginner streamer. Size is not something that I want to say, because small makes me feel like this. And I'm not a small person. We all got big personalities, right?
It makes me
we
feel
all
like
got big dicks.
Exactly.
Right? No such
exactly.
thing as a little dick in here.
Hearts
right?
of lions over here, okay?
Fucking
right.
dongs out here.
But supporting each other is a key. And like, in my opinion, when you start out, you want to support other people in the same mindset, same goal set as you. If they're beginners, go support the beginners just like you, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to find what we found here. And I don't think we could have asked for a better group of people, more supportive, more like looking at the same goals and trying to figure the same crap out. Like, we can go talk to people that are more versed in the art of streaming. We can use YouTube for that, but nothing is better than bouncing the ideas off and figuring things out with a group of buddies. It's a sense of accomplishment in that, in my opinion. So supporting one another and finding a good group to communicate back and forth with, that to me is a key.
Well, that's where it goes. But streamers of 2020, I really think that most streamers of 2020 is literally just they're stuck at home. I really think if lockdown and everything was lifted and there was a vaccine, a viable vaccine. This new vaccine's probably gonna fuck up, but anyways, a viable vaccine. Everybody would go back to their jobs, and streaming. Some streamers would halt. In my opinion, just because that's in my opinion
because they have to go back to work.
This whole uprising. Exactly.
Well, one of the
or they will lose viewers because their viewers have to go back to work. Yeah, and then they'll give up.
Exactly.
I seen something and it made me really think. The gentleman who's on TikTok. I go on TikTok and there's a lot of streamers that I follow on TikTok just to hear their opinions.
You should see Sly on TikTok. He's
But one of the things he said 99% of the people streaming today won't be there in 3 years. Yeah. And I thought about that and I was like that's not my crew though. Like that's not my group of people. But I could see that because it's situational streaming. We're only doing it because it's convenient right now. This isn't a career we want to pursue, although it would be really cool. But when it comes down to it, am I really going to put in the work? This is a career I want to pursue. Go to work all the time? Probably not, man, because it's nowhere near as simple as a lot of people.
Well, see, that's where I was with my job. That's why I disappeared for how long? How long was I gone? Months?
Yes, but let's say you are an exception, specifically because your job didn't allow you to stay on it. Because if you had a regular 9-to-5 job, you would have been here.
Yeah,
but instead you're working 15 hours a day.
I was going to say, give me your implications that you learned over streaming. What did you learn about streaming that was so bad and couldn't work? But before I move on to that, Swiss, when I met you, oh my God, bruv. Oh my, I heard the voice of the future when I heard Swiss.
It was like a howling angel from beneath.
From beneath?
Right, what didn't work for you, man? I learned a few things that I tried and didn't work. Tried different things, didn't work. Learned a few things that I put so much time and effort in for no reason. So what was a couple of those things that you learned through 2020, man? If
So,
if someone was
what-
about to flip on their first stream tomorrow, what's your first tip?
My first tip is to don't play popular games just because people are watching. That's the
There you
biggest
go.
tip. Now, part of that
Thank you.
was one of my biggest blessings because I feel like some of it, actually, no, I met all of you through Borderlands, so Mobile Legends doesn't count. However, I did
Exactly.
meet some really cool people through Mobile Legends.
You met
Like-
me through Mobile Legends.
Kind of, because I met Trey. I was going to meet you no matter what.
Met you, yeah. We were gonna meet you.
So there's a handful of people that I met through Mobile Legends. That there's Hobby, Ken, and Adriana from Arizona, and Andrew, MF, and Yang. So I met those viewers through Mobile Legends, and it was great. It was amazing, and I grew to love Mobile Legends. I've never played an arena game like that before. Never played League, never played Smite, never played Overwatch. Like, I learned a whole new genre of game that I absolutely love now. I learned a whole new type of strategy game. But as far as like me turning on a screen and starting up games and like broadcasting, I would do what I loved from the very get-go. I would still be playing Borderlands and Skater XL and like 2 other games.
We had some good matches though with me playing your support though.
That's the thing.
We had some fun matches.
And we absolutely did. And
Even if it's not gaming, right? Even if it's not gaming, if it's something that you love doing, like drawing or something.
Oh yeah. So I've
stick
had a
to
lot
it,
of
man.
success. And when I say a lot of success, I mean 13 viewers for an hour and a half straight. The same viewers off doing design work and After Effects, like motion graphics, and just chatting on Facebook when they don't have a just chatting section. I literally
Look out for the video, people. Look out for the video on that. We're going to be talking a lot more.
I
about
was
that
there
in depth,
actually
man.
on one of his chat videos.
I just literally made a thumbnail that said just chatting or hanging out, because Facebook does have a feature, but it's only available to partners. Some partners right now, it's called hanging out. That's their equivalent to Twitch's just chatting. So it's called hanging out. So I did some research and I made a thumbnail that said hanging out. And then I chose Doom because I was eventually going to play Doom on that stream anyways. So I talked for an hour and a half, and I had a consistent 13 people with me the whole time, almost every time. There's a couple just chatting streams where it was like got down to 5 viewers, but that comes back to the point of what would I tell people? What advice would I give who are just starting is don't test whatever you want to test, play different games. But I saw Mobile Legends coming from an analytical background, and I said, that's where everyone's at. It doesn't matter what country they're in. It doesn't matter if I can connect with them or not, because ultimately I couldn't connect with a Filipino audience on a whole. And
damn, man,
I just did it. So I grew from like nothing to 4,200 followers like real quick, but 3,800 of them just want free skins. And if you don't, if you want to avoid that kind of hype and that kind of superficial fandom, if you want to avoid that, just do what you love. Because then you're now when I turn on a stream and I'm playing certain things, I only have a handful of people that come back every time, and those handful of people I could have found playing any game I wanted.
The most important thing that Rye's saying, and that I'm pulling from this, and it's because I agree with it, is it doesn't matter what the game is. If you don't enjoy it, you're not passionate about it, you're just playing it for the views, then you're probably starting it off wrong. You need to be playing things that are enjoyable to you, that you're in a natural setting with. And I mean, not to say like don't be afraid to go play something you're not used to, no, but like don't just get in there because it's popular and you want the views. Now, if you are you love Call of Duty and that's the only game you play, well, yeah, go play Call of Duty. Like, guess where you are.
Yeah.
You love. Like, do that. Like, just don't do it. Don't be like, yeah, you
don't chase the results.
I love indie games, but more viewers are in Call of Duty and Apex. So I'm going to have to put indie games to the side so I can grow my base because people want to see people play that. And then 3 days down the road, you're not happy with yourself. You're like, man, I suck at this. This is terrible. I'm not really having fun, but I got to get the views.
You're not happy with that.
That's what you want to avoid. And I'm the biggest, like in my opinion, Facebook's easy to cheat. If you have $50 that you can spend on ads, Facebook's
boom.
Well, that's Facebook's whole thing, right? Facebook, Instagram, both.
Well, that's also what I like about Facebook, though. You can actually pay for an advertisement.
Yeah, and I did that.
Here's the thing with YouTube. Google, their algorithm is a true for the viewer algorithm. So if I'm viewing videos, it's going to show me more of the videos the type of videos I'm watching. Facebook does not do that. They're based off follows, and it's based off percentages. YouTube's algorithm is more true to the user and the content creator, and Google Ads, which owns YouTube. Well, Google Ads doesn't own YouTube, but Google owns YouTube. It plays really well together. You can still run ads on YouTube just like you can Facebook, and the algorithm on YouTube is more true to both the viewer and the content creator.
I agree.
A lot of people like watching.
What did you learn,
like I'm
Trey?
a beginner streamer?
Yeah, go on, Trey. Go on, bro.
I learned that you can falsify your followers. That's what I learned, and I learned that's a terrible thing to do. I've gotten a huge following on Facebook that I am proud of. That was a really cool community off of a game that I advertised for that I no longer play, at a regular basis. And I found that, I've got this big number of followers, and it feels good. It's always gonna feel good to have a lot of followers, like it does. It just feels good. But then when you say, hey, you know what? It's time to play this new game that I'm really excited and really interested about, or really interested in, and to see like those followers that you paid for that were only there for one thing that you advertised for, they're not going to come back. 9 times out of 10, a lot of them aren't going to enjoy the same content. And then what it's going to do is it's going to bring you up. You're going to do this right here because you got all these people. Then you're going to start playing a game you love to play, and you're going to see it do this right here. And it doesn't feel good. It does not feel good. And you want this to always be exciting. You want to always feel like you're moving forward. But if you pay for your views and you pay for your followers, and then you switch up and you watch that dive, it makes you feel like, oh crap, I've done something wrong, which you haven't. You really haven't done anything wrong. You just marketed to something that you're not even going to be in the whole time. So that's like the biggest tip is if you're going to market yourself, market your personality. Do not market a game. Never market a game. Market
Otherwise,
you're damn right. You learn any mistakes, Swiss, when you started streaming?
I still have.
Yeah,
learning any mistakes. Well, when I started streaming, it was good for a while, but then, my work picked up. So I literally only had like 3 months, three good months of streaming. Mobile Legends, it was going off. Me and Sly was killing it. I was getting followers, I was getting viewers. I loved it. It was amazing. But then work picked up where I work. Storm season started. And it just tied me up. It tied me up for months after that, and then people quit, and then that tied me up even more. So I didn't really. I really haven't been streaming that much. Since a month ago.
To
be honest with you.
You can't. There's things that you can control, and there's things that you can't. You can quit your job, but let's be honest, you wouldn't have had internet. You wouldn't have been online that way either, right? It wouldn't have mattered. But like, if you had to say the one thing in the 3 months that you have been streaming Swiss that you say, hey, I learned this, and I'm probably never going to do that again, what would it be? I'd say Swiss is probably like when he plays Call of Duty, he's probably going to learn that he needs.
It's Call of Duty, actually. No, it's Call of Duty. Games that are like a simulator, I don't play as streaming. I'm a very angry person during those simulators. If I shoot you first, that's
quite an important.
Not come back and kill me. That's not how that works.
Raging. I've heard.
Apex is different.
I've heard.
But see, I'm not a rager. Like I don't like conflict. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I don't even like friends fighting or my family fighting. Like if I went over to Sly's house and him and his girl started fighting, I would leave because I don't like the argument. Yeah, so I don't like that side of me. But when I play Call of Duty, dude, it is a side of like I'm trying to keep my stream PG.
Why? Why would you say you try to keep your stream PG? What's the purpose of that?
The stream keeping it PG because I got a nephew and nieces that I would like to see my stream. I would like them to see, hey, my uncle, boom, is fucking viral. He's on there. He's doing it. Yeah, like I would love that. I would love that more than anything if my actual name Swiss Cheese got to my nieces and nephews.
So you would love to make sure that your content is consumable by anybody at
By
any
anybody and everybody. Call of Duty, I can't do it because I can't do it.
Call of Duty brings it out of you, man. Because
it does. It does.
And I don't play Warzone that much because I'm not good at it. Like I do great in multiplayer. Like for my first time in my life, I got 98 kills the other day in a Nuketown match, and I was blown away because the highest I ever got was 54. And at that point,
98 kills.
I was like 54 kills. This is an anomaly. So, but the very next match, I got like 30 deaths and 2 kills.
See,
and I was like,
that was
dude,
right?
Yeah, and I got so mad. But like, I do pretty good in multiplayer. But
now, I'm the
Warzone.
Warzone. I don't like multiplayer. I would rather play Warzone.
I played Warzone the day before yesterday for like 2 matches, and I did the best I've ever done, and I got two kills.
I want to bring up one more topic when it comes to being a
please
a beginner, a newer streamer, right? Getting into this. And like, so I can play both sides of this one because I've been on both sides of it, but follow for follow, like for like.
Yes, please.
Who wants to give me who is for that? First off, who loves that idea?
Nay says I.
Okay. So we have more people that are like, let's steer away from that. Now, my sister brought out a really good point to me. She brought out a really good point because I've talked to my sister about this a lot. She said, do follow for follow, do like for like. And her reasoning behind this, it started to make a little more sense. Now, I don't go and hoe it. I'm not all about it, but it made more sense. Yes. She says, okay, 9 times out of 10, if I'm consuming media and I see that one person's watching something, am I going to click the one person? Or am I going to look at the person that has 5 people watching it? Or am I going to follow the account that has 2 followers? Or am I going to follow the account that has 1,002 followers?
It's the algorithm.
Whether or not those people ever engage in my content or not, I'm looking at, okay, there's a reason why there's 1,000 people following this person, and there's a reason why only 2 people are following this person. As a consumer of media, not as a content creator, look at it completely different. As a content creator, I'm like, well, okay, he only has 2 followers. I wonder what's up. Let me check his content out and see what's going on. This guy could be gold, right? But that's because I've been there. I've seen that. I know what that looks like, because the follower doesn't always mean equality. Some people see that it means equality. That's the only time I'm like follow for follow. But I don't care to have followers who don't care about my content.
That is exactly why I didn't do it. That's what you just said there.
This is the reason this is what I've started to do. When anybody's like, hey man, give me a follow, I'm like, all right. No. Tell you what you can do. Send me a link of your favorite clip. Send me your favorite clip of you doing your thing. I want to watch. I want to see. And if I like what you're doing, dude, I'm taking your comment. I'm gonna follow you. Like,
no.
That's the thing.
We could start a new trend.
That's the thing.
We could call it like for follow. If I like your shit, I'll follow it.
Yeah. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. The truest value isn't in having 30,000 followers who never log on to see what you're doing. The true value is having 3 followers that are there every single day because they like what you're doing. Like, that's where your value is. Quality over quantity.
My experience with that, Trey, is that at the beginning, I was watching a lot of videos on YouTube about how do you increase your followers. I was, so that was what I would search on YouTube. How do I increase my followers? How do I, grow my channel? Like, there's a few channels out there that specifically just talk to you about that, how to grow your YouTube channel. And one of the things that a few of the channels would refer to is the like for like, which is what you're saying, yeah? So I tried it. I tried the like for like. I started going into big videos and going into the comments and finding the comments that said, look, if any of you like this comment, I will follow your account. So then I would go onto those comments, start following people, and they would follow me back. I would get followers back. It was only until I started going into their channels, I was like, right, this guy just followed me. Let me go in to the channel and see what it's about. But it's about cooking. It was cooking stuff, right? He had no interest in any of the stuff, the content that I had. And I had no interest in any of the stuff that he had. So in the end, it was just so pointless. Like, it was massively pointless. That was like,
you think about these platforms that are algorithm based, and how you liking things that have nothing to do with you actually doesn't ever curate the content for you.
That's right.
Like,
exactly.
You know, like it's a lot of little things like that. So something I've started doing that I actually find I find it fun. I'll be honest with you. Same thing that Faye did, same thing that Rye did. I'll pop into streams, and I'm not like a prominent name right now, but I'll pop into a stream and I'll be like, hey man, what's going on? And if I don't get a response in like 3 minutes, I'm like,
bye.
Nah.
Bye, Felicia.
I'll give him, no, I won't even give him that. I'll give him 30 seconds.
Like, because my thing is, like, if I'm an engagement streamer that I love to engage people to pop into the stream, I'm looking for that too.
Well,
like,
and it's not that it's wrong of them to not acknowledge the chat, because they might be playing a game that makes it hard to do that. However, whenever I see someone playing, like, check me out, watch what I'm doing. I'm playing the game, but then I see them.
Wait.
Yeah. Oh, they look.
And then they look back over. It's been over, like, Facebook has a maximum of 15-second delay. Unless you have OBS fucked up, then it can be up to a minute. But anyway, more or less, people only have a 15-second delay. If I write a message and about 30 seconds to a minute go by, and within that 30 seconds to a minute, you look at another screen, I assume you've seen my shit and didn't say anything. So I did. Because I'm obsessed. I will lose a game to pay attention to the chat.
Same.
And if I'm gonna give an opposite to what I won't bring into 2021, what I will bring into 2021 is an even more emphasis on the chat. Because if there's one person in there, dude, Hobby has hung out with me for 4 hours.
Hobby, dude, right?
For 4 hours. And he messages me, and I ask him, like, bro, why do you stick around so much? And he's like, because you talk to me.
Dude, Hobbs is a trick,
bro.
That's
the thing, bro.
Hey, Hobbs is actually going through some shit. So, like, you know, he needs all the all the
bro. Like, that is.
I talk to him too.
That is
like,
the essence of streaming. That's the essence of streaming.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, that exactly.
It's
a whole nother topic, Trey. It's true. That I've had people talk to me. I've had like 2 people. There's 2 people in particular that suffer from depression. They live in America. I don't know them personally, but they suffer from it. Like, it's very bad. They're older than me, and they love Borderlands. And again, they only literally just pop by on my channel just to say hi, just to talk, and because, you know, they've had a lonely day, or they haven't had anyone to talk to throughout the whole day, and they tell me this, man.
I also think that's why the streamer 2020 pandemic has happened, because the population is so vast, and there's so many people that really are not like me. Take me for example. I don't do anything. My only friend, I have friends here in Raleigh, sure I do, but I don't go out. Now, if I was in Mount Airy or North Carolina, I couldn't not sit at my house without fucking Sly coming banging down my goddamn door. So, you know, and that's what you need. That's what you need. But a lot of people don't got that. They really don't.
Only got their
no, they don't.
You know, I think it's whenever we talk about a streamer, that job isn't content creation alone. That job isn't streaming alone. That job is being an influencer, a support, a motivator, a friend, and that's I think that's one of the more important pieces of.
We'll edit that out. I had to get it here.
What are you doing? But no, you know, like, so y'all gonna really edit that out?
Nah, I'm sick. I'm sick. You ain't gotta edit off. I'm sick. You know.
How many times have you had a younger person? Well, okay, I don't even need to say that because I don't know. The internet's full of anonymity, so we don't.
When
know.
Hobbs is young,
an individual gets in your chat and they start talking about sad stuff. And and you want to, because I've always wanted to be a friend of anybody. That's my goal. Like, I want to make people feel better. But the negativity that they're bringing onto the chat is a little more than what you feel like is necessary for the chat right now.
The energy.
Like, how do you respond to that as a beginner? Like, you don't have a degree in any of that. What do you guys normally do?
No, elaborate, right?
My favorite thing in the world is, it was not my favorite when it first started happening, but right now, one of my favorite things about streaming is someone coming into the chat rude and negative or sad and negative. And
dude,
it sounds
is right. You have the most, like, I have yet to have, I've had negative people, but like you have had like on a total different level of negative. Like,
I don't understand.
Okay. I know.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
That's been rough.
I'm gonna tell you exactly why.
Go on.
Ra is handsome. He's nice. He's good at what he does. He's streaming. A lot of people look at Ra and they're like, I want what that guy has, and I don't have it.
Yeah.
So Ra does look professional. All of us, Ra does look professional.
Ra, he's got a personality that people are like, why can't I be that guy? So he gets more negativity than we do.
I appreciate your assessment of me. That makes me feel very good, because I don't feel very good about myself sometimes, and that made me feel good. Thank you.
It is.
It's true. What you just said.
You carry yourself in a way that makes people be like, he shouldn't carry himself that way because I don't carry myself that way. So
like comfortable? Is it like comfortable with
myself? You're happy with who you are. You are right. All right. You are right every single day, and you're cool with that. And other people be like,
maybe it's meant to be, because I have grown to love people coming into my chat negatively, and whether it's sadness, which isn't bad on their end, they're just emoting, and then there's other people that come in there straight rude and obnoxious, and I love both versions of that because it gives me a chance to do what I love the most, which is help someone, right?
Yeah,
I've always been in the service industry as far as occupational stuff, whether it's from working in hospitality and restaurants or working tech support. Like, I'm always trying to help somebody. And I really didn't know that about myself till I started streaming, because somebody came into my chat, get a real fucking job, loser. And I'm like, I'm about to go, yeah, straight up, like verbatim. That is what they said to me.
What
and
did
I'm
he
like,
say? Is that what he said? Was that the only thing he said?
There was a lot more stuff because Facebook was messing up, and I couldn't ban him. I couldn't mute him fast enough because in the moment I didn't want to deal with
it. I was like, make me moderate, because I was there. I was
Why?
Well, he told me to get a real job. He never got to why. I tried to ban him. I tried to mute him. I tried to do all that stuff, and Facebook wouldn't do it. And then the next day he was in the chat, but he couldn't comment. Like, I seen him liking other people's comments and like being weird, and then he messaged me some stupid shit. But
that's what makes.
But I've had
other. Did he message you?
Yeah, it was bad. It was like I ended up banning him successfully, but it was weird, man. And I've had people come in there and say all kinds of negative stuff, and a lot of times, it's the most common version of that is "you suck, quit the game, delete the app," whatever they want to say. And I'm like, hey, bro. At first, it was kind of met with hostility, like, which is not who I am. But like, at first, I was like, "What the fuck? Get out of here, dude! Like, leave the chat, then, bro." Yeah. Well, it turned into me being like, "Hey, man, what's going on? Like, I appreciate you coming in here, and I really appreciate you taking the time to comment. But why would you bring that kind of negativity into the chat when we're all just trying to be here and have a good time?" I put him on the spot in a very honest and open way, and almost every single time, 99% of the time, they come back with, "I'm sorry, man, I've been having a bad day," or "I'm sorry, I didn't realize, what I had said was that hardcore," or something like that. And
they're backpedaling.
And if the backpedals, and they realize, like, hey, this dude's a nice guy. Like, why should I
be an asshole?
Why meet him with that kind of hostility? And then the other side of that is when they come in there sad and they're bringing the chat down with their sadness, and that doesn't mean that they're doing anything wrong, but they're bringing that energy in. And there's two things that are happening here that I noticed. The chat is overwhelmingly supportive.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's like, "Hey man, it's cool. You're in a safe place now," and that drives me to be like, "Hey man, what's going on? After this match, we're going to talk about it for a second."
Yeah.
And then after we talk about it for a second, it turns around. They are no longer in a bad mood. They're focused on the game, not on their problems, and then they come back.
Swiss says this all the time, and it's friends.
Yeah.
How many of us have them? friends.
Not many of us have them.
So, like,
Friends.
and 9 times out of 10, a negative person is only
got no
negative because they're feeling
friends.
alone and things aren't going their way.
Yeah.
You're right.
Dude.
Negative person is only negative because of
Acknowledge
something bad.
them and say, "Hey, I see you. I see
Yeah,
you."
and that's if you call the people out in an honest way, where it's like, hey man, where's this coming from? I did nothing to you. If they are at all an honest and good person, if they have an ounce of goodness in them, they'll apologize.
Now,
And if they don't, they'll leave.
Exactly.
You got that one rare.
You're a beautiful
Anything
man,
else
right?
is
You know
what
that.
is
You're a beautiful man.
They
You're just a
Yeah.
beautiful man, bro.
And that's
Dude,
why
it was
I
in
think
one stream. I told him, I was like, "You made me moderator. I'll fucking time this out, this guy." Because like, it was like, you're not handsome or something like that. And I
oh
was
yeah,
like,
it was
wow.
I
bad.
was like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
Just go straight up like, what'd you say about me?
Where was he
Like,
from?
there you go. There you go. There's our responsibility as streamers, man. Is no, we're not your mom. No, we're not your dad.
But
And
they coming
we're not
on here.
playing that. But
Yeah.
hey, my goal is to understand what's going on
What's your
and make
problem?
sure you're happy while you're in my stream.
We're there for you, man.
That's what
We're there. Just talk, man. That's the whole thing about streamers. A lot of
It's
streamers think
crazy.
it's about playing games. No, it's
It's
about
not
playing
about
games
community.
and
It's-
socializing with the community. Yeah.
Games
Yeah,
are just
think of
a
a comedian.
catalyst for these games are just a catalyst for commune.
I
It's
agree with
like it's fellowship.
that.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Back in the day, having
Well-
their Super Nintendo or whatever thing out, and their family or friends were over there watching them
Well,
play the
see,
game. How good would it feel to
that
have
goes
people
back.
around?
That goes back to the pandemic of 2020 of the streamers.
Nice,
The human
yeah.
race. The human race. You know, we desire a small little tribe.
Oh, we're
Just a
tribal
group of
by
people
nature.
that we connect with, and that is exactly where that comes into play. When the lockdown happened and everybody got separated, couldn't do that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that.
I
But
was
streaming, you connect with everybody.
I was just
Mm.
talking to my friend, and I'm about to get into VR with him, and
Oh,
I want to do what
And-
you do.
and
I
I'm
told
trying. I went over to his house and he was showing me his Oculus setup. Well, it's an Index, which is badass. It like sees your fingers and everything. It's crazy. I spent
Yeah.
some time in one of these virtual worlds with him over at his house, and after about 10 minutes, I forgot I was at his apartment. I was literally in this world talking to these other people, and everyone in there was super nice.
Yeah.
And when I took it off, I was like, bro, like that was amazing. He goes, listen, man, I've been stuck in my house for 2 years because he works from home. And when COVID happened, like it just locked him inside. And he goes, I've been stuck at home and it's been driving me crazy. And I felt so antisocial, which is opposite of him. And he's like, I was getting depressed, and VR literally saved my life.
really?
And like,
Wow.
it's VR and streaming because he streams too. He streams Gears content and in VR. So he'll stream him playing Gears 5, and his body is one of the Gears characters' avatar. And he'll be like he'll do Gears news every week or so in VR. It's fucking crazy.
That's super cool.
Right. Have you heard of Code Miko?
Code Miko.
Yeah.
Is it MEECO or MICO?
Miko. So she's been making quite a big buzz on the internet recently because her VR stream is phenomenal.
Impeccable, yeah. Oh yeah, I've heard of her. It's super creative. It's not just VR. The way I read about
It's
her not so long
interactive.
ago. It's
So
the way
like, as a viewer, you get to change things about her and stuff. It's proper interactive. She's
it's
a
the way
pioneer.
she composes. It's the way she composes her scenes and then her different cameras and stuff, and it's really good.
So guys, I was gonna say to wrap today's episode up, man. At the end, we've all said something a mistake that we learned. Why don't we end today with something that we learned that was great?
You think you start out thinking you're doing this for yourself, and I mean I did anyway. And you come to find out, man, you're not doing this just for you. You're doing this for your co-streamers. You're doing this for your viewers, and like the beauty, like the blessings that you get to entertain somebody for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever the case may be, and the relationships that you get to build with people. And
Crazy.
I don't know, man. I've learned that relationships are key in life, right? So like you get old, you're not gonna be talking about a lot of things. You're not gonna be talking about the phone that you had. You're gonna be talking about time. and the time you got to spend with people and the time you got to give to people, because that's one thing you don't get back. It's so valuable. If there's one streaming tip that I can give, it's just don't be anybody but you.
I mean, like with Trey's stance on, you know, being yourself, you know, that's, and no, you mentioned the relationship with your viewers. That has to be, for me personally, the most important thing that I learned. The relationship with your viewers. I feel personally, I understand, you know, when you get to a certain level where you've got thousands of viewers constantly talking in your chat and you can't keep up. I get that, you know. I'm not saying that people who don't speak to people personally, you know, you're wrong. No, it's that level that you're at. If you have, I mean, look, if you're at that high level and you're having thousands of people scroll in your chat, talk non-stop, and you can't keep up with the chat, fair enough. You can always have something in place where people pay a membership. You know, you mentioned it earlier, you guys mentioned it earlier, where you have a small membership where people can directly speak to you and, you know, have those convos with you. You know, you set it up however you want. You are the label, right? So I believe that whether you're huge, whether you're small, like you said, Trey, we're not going to use the term big streamer, small streamer. If you're a streamer, just have things in place where you are personal with your audience.
If you got 30,000 viewers,
have that
concurrent viewers, like, find a way to connect with them. You may not be able to say, hey, Chris, hey, Angela, hey, you may not be able to do that.
Well, that's when you have the fan play night, right? You have once a month, you play with the people that follow you. They have an opportunity. Or you've got a members only Discord.
I've always thought of myself as a professional idea haver, because I don't do anything. I just have ideas. But I don't do anything. I just have ideas.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I've had so many L's, bro. I've had so many L's.
You look like the guy that has his shit together. And
he does look like
that's what you look like.
but I don't. But like, one of my ideas is that I think all of us could implement, or this could be a kind of a game changer. But if you want to have a way that all of your chat, if you have 30,000 concurrent viewers, people in your chat right now, and you want to get real personal with them, you can have a setup to where they can go to your website or they can go somewhere and type in a personal message, and it locks them out for 24 hours till your next stream. They can only put one message in a day, and it automatically shows up on a special chat box on your stream. So they're like, hey, Mom, look, I'm going to be on Tim the Tap Man's stream. How much did that cost? I gave you a credit card goddamn yesterday. Don't be spending money. And then the kid's like, it's free, Mom. And then all I had to do was give them your email. I've spent a lot of time putting off starting because I wanted to be good. And the only way to be good is to do it. That's the only way to be good at something, is to do it.
Shia LaBeouf meme. Just do it.
Just do it.
Okay,
just
right?
do it.
Just do it.
The biggest thing that gets into a streamer's way, no matter who you are, is that thought that if it's not perfect right now, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes that first step's a scary step, but if all you have is
your title. It was your title that had me.
It still happens to me. It's still this is why I hadn't streamed in over a week. And this is why I didn't stream for months, because I thought I had too much going on. I thought I wasn't in the right space. In retrospect, I wish I would have kept streaming every day, because if I did, it would have kept me a little more sane, because I lost my mind for a little bit. And not in a crazy way, but in a crazy way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so like,
I get
crazy way.
It was like a little below crazy, but definitely above crazy, if you know what I mean. Anyway,
what you're saying, right, is to actually just do something, right? Do something.
To do something, and don't let anything hold you back. Whether it's the imposter syndrome, whether it's that I don't have enough equipment, whether it's I don't know what I'm doing, no matter what it is,
do
something.
Not doing
something
is never the answer.
Yeah,
right? So like,
not doing anything is worse than doing it wrong.
Yes, you gotta jump sometimes, and it's a little nerve-wracking, right? It's a little hard to do, but you gotta jump, because if you never jump, you're never gonna know. So even if, like I said,
I had no idea.
At a 24-inch Vizio TV into the internet, and like here I am boggling my mind. Like, I gotta get cameras, I gotta have headphones, I gotta have microphones, I gotta have a computer. All I needed was to hit that go live.
I'm using
exactly.
8 years old computer desktop just to even stream, just to do my shit.
When you dedicate your time to streaming on a platform and you have concurrent viewers who expect to see you on a either a daily basis or every other daily basis, you know, like that you have an obligation that you feel that you should be providing to the people who want this from you, right? So when you suddenly take like some time off, it puts pressure on you as well as the people who care for you. So these are things that you need to keep in mind when you are streaming, especially if you're not streaming in your team, you're streaming solo. It's so important for your mindset to be strong, especially when you are streaming and people look up to you. If you are being looked up at and you have nowhere else to look up to, then there's no chain effect, you see? So if there has to be some sort of chain effect. Right, they can't be looking up to you and you're looking down at them. That's a dictatorship. They need to be looked up to you, and then you are looking further up. All right, so it keeps going like this, and that I can't be more grateful for the team that I have here. Simple as that, man. That's me. All right, and there's the ball scratcher. Please show us it, please.
That's the other tip to take away with it, and also have a bull scratcher with it.
It cannot be stressed enough how important it is to have a good back scratcher.
A streamer needs that.
So
a streamer needs that. That's mine. That's mine. A streamer needs the back scratcher.
Wait, let me get a zoom in on that, Ryan. Let me get a zoom in on that, please, bro. Let me see it.
Swiss, what's up with you, man?
Yeah, Swiss, tell me, man. Wrap it up, bro. What about you? What did you take away?
Mine's like yours, Defies. It's networking. Basically, get on. Mine is also Rise, and mine is also Slides. Like I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here if I didn't have Slide constantly messaging me about streaming. It wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for him. Thank you, and I mean that. And then Rye, when I do stream, jumps in there. Where you been? What are you doing? You know,
bro.
You hit me up after one stream talking about the streamers talk. Like it's about networking, in my opinion. Always network, because you'll find people that stream that just like you, you know, and you'll find friends that want to push you further than, like me. And this is for actually all the introverts. I don't like going out. I don't like it, but you can always find somebody that will motivate you, and it's hard to motivate us.
The 3 tips that I really picked out that everybody said is Rise, like, don't wait on a miracle, just do it, right?
Make moves.
DeFay, it's like build relationships. You know, like build relationships. No matter if it's with your viewers or if it's with other streamers, build relationships.
Yes.
And you know, Swiss, yours is basically I mean, a little bit of everybody on there, but it's like
right. Like, everybody's got it.
Like, do not be afraid to be yourself.
Just do it. Just do it.
Do it. So it's building relationships, be yourself, and make a move, man. Like, those are the 3 things that are like really important to this. So if you're building relationships, you're being yourself, and you're making the moves, you can be successful. You can have fun with this. You can make it more than just something that I do, that I just do. You can make it something if you can do those 3 things, in my opinion.
Do something you enjoy in the end.
Well, beautiful man. There you go, people. You got the next topic in line. On the next show, we will be talking about Facebook gaming and other platforms on the ongoing podcast after that. If there's anything you want us to talk about, then boy, by all means, please comment below. If there's anything you disagree with or agree with, please let us know what you think. And remember to subscribe to the channel so that you can see what we talk about in the forthcoming episodes. And from myself, Swiss, Trey, and Rye, peace and stay safe. We love you, yo.